Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.
Hey guys, I got a new video coming up. I'm going to break it down into 4 episodes, and the first one's going to be on electronics. How do you use your electronics? There's so much in this new technology as far as finding fish offshore where you're not seeing trees sticking out of the water or anything, where you're actually looking for stuff that you can't see with your eye. So I'm using electronics. I'm going to teach you how to do it. You have the original 2D, we have DownScan, we have SideScan, and now we have live active target. Second, I'm going to teach you how to position your boat. It's real important, real critical, because you have tides in the delta. So I'm going to teach you how to put your boat in the right position, how to throw your baits, and how to catch these fish. Third, I'm going to teach you what kind of tackle I'm using, from rods, reels, to line, to lures, to the jig heads, and as far as how I trick them out, bending hooks, etc. And then the fourth one's going to be on how to clean and cook them. Don't miss these. We're in the month of November, and we're down here in the California Delta, and I'm going to show you how to find and locate crappie. Basically, I'm going to putt around with my electronics using SideScan, live target, just to locate spots. So let's go and I'll show you. I have my lowrance electronics. I'm strictly going to use side scanning right now, and I'm just going down the slough and I'm trying to locate underwater trees. Are probably one of the best areas where crappie use this time of the year. They'll load up on these trees. So I'm just putting along, because all these trees that I'm trying to find and locate are under the water, so you visually can't see them. And those are the ones that are probably most productive, because everybody and their brother doesn't fish them. I'm going down, I'm watching my graft. A lot of times I'll look up on the bank and see if there's any trees that have fallen over. Check it right here. We've got a tree right here. I also see little specks. I see all those fish in here. So I mark it, I touch it like here. I'm gonna block it as a waypoint, 27, clear it, and then I'll go back to it after, and then I'll drop my live target. But this is a perfect spot for crappie to hang on. This is the water column, this black spot, so it's actually hitting the bank at 18 feet, and then it's grafting in, and that tree is overhanging the drop-off where those crappie will hang. They like current, and when we get to the next segment, I'll show you how to put the boat in the right position, because boat position is really crucial when you're going after these guys. The time when you're grafting, go with the current, you'll get a better picture. So we're grafting on down. I'm watching my meter. Obviously you see that tree that we're coming through. There's a lot of dots on the side. There's actually a little tree over here on the outside too, so it's probably part of this tree that broke off, that fell down a little further. And one of the things about these new electronics is, watch, it's gonna go off the screen. So I'm grafting down. I could graft for a mile, 2 miles, and just keep grafting down as I'm looking. And then, you know, and I don't see anything. So somewhere where a bank where there's a tree every 10 feet is obviously not going to be as good if there's one tree every half a mile. So I went by and I don't see any other trees. So I'm going to go grab the screen. I'm going to bring it up. I touch the spot again. I flag it, mark it, and it marked it where I went by it about 100 yards, and I just bring it back up and it marked it. Now all I do is I go over here, touch my GPS, I see where 28 is, I turn around and go right back to the spot, and I have passed it about 100 yards ago. So with the new technology and electronics, you could do a lot of things with this thing. And the live target, which on segment 2, which I'm going to show you, will show you how to actually see the fish and catch them. Once I mark my spot, like I see that tree right there, so I could actually freeze it, hit the plus to zoom in, and you see all these little marks right here? Those are all fish. Those are, I'd bet money, those are crappie. So you could actually freeze the picture, zoom it in, and see. And then when we put the live target down in segment 2, you're really going to see them. Right. With the new technology nowadays, I want to give you some little tips. So you have your 2D sonar, then you're going to have your DownScan, you have your SideScan, and you're going to have your live active target. So everybody's been using 2D all their life if you've been fishing. What's new is DownScan. So if you take 2D sonar and you're in 10 feet of water, you're actually looking at about a 3.5 to 4 inch oblong target area. DownScan, you're going to see 19 inches in 19 feet. SideScan, you're going to look 70 feet around the boat in 10 feet of water. So obviously you're getting a lot more picture around the boat. DownScan also will show you trees. It'll show you if there was a sunken boat, you would see an outline of a boat. The fish always show up as yellow arcs if they're a decent sized fish. And your side scan is really good for locating trees, underwater targets. You could see in lakes, bluffs, you could see trees, everything. So those are your choices nowadays. And then the live target is actually the one where it's almost like watching video. Your 2D sonar is what everybody's used all their life. One of the things I've found when you're grafting with 2D, if you're in currents and rivers or delta or any areas like that where the water has movement, you want to graph going downstream. And you're also going to pick up a lot of false readings. I would call them like air bubbles in the water, turbulence, that type stuff. So you could have a 2D sonar and split your screen to DownScan, and you're probably going to see a lot more fish in the 2D than you will in the DownScan because of that option with those, how they work. I'm looking at the live target now. I put the boat on spot lock. You're going to see a brush pile here. You're going to see a tree over here. I'm going to go in. This is a tree. And then I'm going to spot lock it. And we'll sit here because the current's pushing this way. And there's a brush pile right there. And the tree is right on this side. So now we're getting to live active target. How does it work? It's totally different than your 2D or your DownScan or SideScan. It's a totally different creature. I had to almost not think about regular sonar when I started using this. This technology is almost like having a live video camera pointed down underneath the water. So I would take my lure, throw it out, and I would see it go down. And I could see the trees down there. I could actually see the fish swimming around. When I put that live target, and what I've learned is if you keep the distance short, meaning that how far out it's shooting, if I keep it within 30 feet, then if a fish swims by, I'm gonna see the fish swim by and I could actually see the tail waggling. Then as you go further out, then you just see like blobs. But you can see your targets. When I was crappie fishing, I could see the tree, I see the fish mingling, swimming around underneath the trees. I drop my jig down and it's only 1/16 ounce and I'm picking it up, I'm watching it go down on the screen. I'll see my line stop, and a lot of times if I didn't have this live, I would have set the hook. But I don't see no fish eat it, so I just keep dropping it down, and then you'll actually see the fish go over toward your bait, and then as soon as I feel it stop or I see the line jump, I set the hook. But it's almost like having live camera down there watching. And there's some other things that I've found out. I haven't used it enough, but I know that when I reel it up real fast, it loses it. So the object goes away. So if I drop the jig down slow, you're gonna see a fish swim over to it. I set the hook, get the fish, and then if I reel up, because I don't want them to tangle me up in the tree, I don't see it on the screen. But if I reel real slow, you will see it. So this thing is really new, and I think it's going to change the industry when it comes to fishing. And it's already proven. And I think when I get this dialed in, I'm going to be more dangerous.
Little secret lure. If it wasn't for the live, we wouldn't be getting him. So now we're done with the first episode using electronics, finding them using the SideScan live target. We're going to be going into the second episode, which will be how to position your boat, how to figure out which way the fish are sitting and go and catch them. The third episode will be what kind of tackle did I use, and learn what kind of tackle for each kind of species of fish we catch. And then the fourth episode is going to be when I'm in the kitchen, cleaning and cooking.
Fishing is fun, but hooking is the only way. We're gonna show you how to catch some fish today.